Hello everyone, welcome to Topper IAS. So as part of our daily series, today also we will continue with our series on with the main focus. So in previous video, we have seen, particularly with respect to, export growth of India, seeing the highest quarterly growth, right? So we have seen what were the reason, why did we achieve such a high growth? So we have also seen various concerns that still remain in the economy. Okay, and these concerns need to be addressed in the long term so that we see a long term growth in the exports, not just a growth for a particular quarter. Okay, so in continuation with that, so you should know exports growth and even regulating imports. So it is all related to foreign trade policy, right? So foreign trade policy of India is there. So we will see today what is foreign trade policy and what are all the certain features of it and which foreign trade policy currently in active. So what are the important provisions of it? Okay, so let's get started. So basically the first question is, what is India's foreign trade policy? See, actually foreign trade policy is a set of guidelines. So these guidelines will be regulating import and exports of goods and services. Okay, and these are established by Directorate General of Foreign Trade, which is a governing body for promoting and facilitating exports and imports under Ministry of Commerce and Industry. And foreign trade policy is notified for a period of 5 years, okay, like 2015 to 20, 2021 to 25. So for a period of 5 years, generally it is notified. So obviously we are in 2021. The obvious logical consequence of previous statement is currently we might be having a foreign trade policy 2021 to 25, right? But there is a delay. New policy is yet to come. See, 2015 to 20, still this policy is only in continuation because mainly because of COVID pandemic, it has impacted the economy and government has delayed the new foreign trade policy for 1 year, and even now they have extended it up to September. Okay, so moment the new policy comes, you do follow it. You will also follow it, but keep in mind that new policy is yet to come. Okay, so we will see certain major provisions which were part of foreign trade policy 2015-20. So the main thing was it consolidated a range of export incentives with a different eligibility criteria into two schemes. So you need to provide incentives to the exporters, right? So these incentives, there were n number of schemes providing n number of incentives. So all these schemes were clubbed under two main schemes. So one is merchandise exports from India scheme. Another is services exports from India scheme. So this was the major good thing that happened as part of foreign trade policy 2015-20. Then it has also identified 108 MSME clusters, micro, small, medium enterprises clusters for why? For focused interventions with a view to boost exports. So moment to identify the clusters, what you do is you have a focused intervention like upgrading the infrastructure. So moment you upgrade the infrastructure, this will have a multiplier effect on the MSMEs. Okay. Then it promoted a paperless processing of various licensing applications by DGFT. So obviously digitization is the process. So the foreign trade policy of 2015-20 provided for digitization as well. Then there are certain entrepreneurs who are called as status holders. Actually, these entrepreneurs are certified by Director General of Trade and Facilitation. Why they are certified? Because they have helped India become a major export player. Okay, so certain entrepreneurs are called status holders, and foreign trade policy allowed the status holder manufacturers to self-certify. So rather than going through regulatory mechanism and all, these people will self-certify themselves, and this will help them qualify for preferential treatment under various bilateral and regional trade agreements. Okay, so they will be benefited in free trade agreements. This was also part of foreign trade policy. So by doing all these provisions, what it aims to do? So aim is nothing but to accelerate economic activity, right? By promoting exports means greater exports means greater production. So that is nothing but a greater economic activity and also make the most of global market opportunities. So word is a market, entire word is a market, but you can only make use of it only when you have a higher exports and all those stuff. So foreign trade policy aims to capture as much market global market as possible as. Okay. Then encourage sustained economic growth of industries in India also. How do you do that? You will be providing a certain policy, I said, guidelines for imports as well as exports. So import of certain raw materials, components, and intermediates is also regulated so that domestic production is sustained. Okay, so that is also aim of foreign trade policy. So concerning with imports, remember that. Then it will strengthen Indian agriculture, industry, and services, obviously by providing market at the same time also regulating the imports which are essential for these all sectors. Then by promoting economic activity, greater production, greater job creation also. So by promoting exports, you are also generating employment. Then encourage stakeholders to strive for international standards of quality. Yes, so you are competing with others, that too globally. So you can only compete when you are when you produce a product which is of higher quality. Okay, so that is also aim of foreign trade policy. So, but there are certain, issues that have popped up during the course of time. So one is with respect to, US complaining at WTO related to export subsidy that India provided under merchandise exports from India scheme and service exports from India scheme. Okay. And what WTO said was, it said that India's export subsidies provisions violate WTO rules and must be withdrawn. Okay. So these included tax incentives under popular merchandise export from India scheme and service export from India scheme. So these tax incentives should be withdrawn. So what was the basis of WTO, asking for India to withdraw? Because as India's per capita gross national product is over $1,000 per annum, it can no longer offer subsidies based on export performance. So India is providing subsidies if you are, based on the performance of exports. With this, you cannot do moment your gross national product is over $1,000 per annum. So it is around $2,000 per annum. Okay. So that is why it was said that India should withdraw. So, and this kind of controversy also reinforces proving you that country needs to move away from subsidies and think of other way to help exporters. So how can you help in other way, like upskilling, technology upgradation, and those things can be done. So this was a part of a policy. So issues that popped up because of the certain kind of policy we had. Then there is other thing with respect to free trade agreements. So as of now, free trade agreements have not worked in favor of India. So India did not benefit, rather. So that's why India is reluctant to, join new free trade agreements. Example of this is, regional comprehensive economic partnership, the world's largest free trade agreement, but India did not join it. Okay, and certain economists also said that India lost the, opportunity of becoming a major player in exports because it has not joined this regional grouping. So, moment region, if you don't join, you are missing out a market area, right? So that is the thing. So having a clarity with respect to free trade agreement is also important part of foreign trade policy. Okay, keep this also in mind. So that's it for today. You can also download the PDF of this document and do download Opera IAS Institute app so that you get access to n number of such videos that will help you in your UPSC preparation. Thank you.